What's good, everybody? This is J Love, and you are in the Casual House. It's Casual Sports. You can.
Hey, Birdgang, this is Chase Evans, and I ride with the exclusive voice of the Birdgang, Casual E, the Casual Sports Show on KSRN in Arizona.
You're listening to the Casual Sports Show. The show exclusively known as the voice of the Arizona Cardinals fan club, the Birdgang. Now with your host, Earl Burnett, a.k.a. Casual E.
Birdgang. Welcome into the Casual House, the only place in the valley where you can get the exclusive voice of the fan club, the Birdgang. I am your host, Earl Burnett, aka Casual E, and of course we're the only show in the valley that gives you the exclusive voice of the Birdgang, all the Birdgang news that's going on in the valley, from tailgates, tickets, to road trips, anything that's going on in the Birdgang, events, charitable events, whatever it may be, Birdgang, this is the place, the avenue you come and get the scoop of what's going on in the Birdgang. Also, of course, your Arizona Cardinals and Suns, Phoenix Suns, and all the sports in Arizona. My man Sean is going to be out tonight, so I'm doing solo tonight. And if you want to get involved with this show like you do all the time, go ahead and hit us up on our 3 outlets, or 4 I should say actually. We got a YouTube page out there, we have also Twitter, and of course our Facebook page and Instagram, all with the same tab. You see it right there on your screen, Casual Sports, Kazual, with the Z at the end of the word sports. So man, we got a lot to get into. Cardinals got their first win of the season, and we're all jacked up over a win that wasn't all that great, but we'll take it. It's a win, it's a win, it's a win. I've been hearing that all day, but it is exactly that. A win is a win. So apart from that, let's find out what else is going on in the world of sports, see what we do. All right, so tonight we got a lot to talk about, but what's going on right now in the world of sports before we get to our Cardinals is Monday Night Football is going down, and the 49ers are putting it down on the Browns right now. Last I checked, it was 28-3. Man, what happened? I thought the Cleveland Browns was finding that stride, but guess not. They are getting spanked by Jimmy G and the Niners. And I have to say, I thought Jimmy G was a little bit, still going to be kind of watching that knee and coming off that injury. You know how it is when you come off an ACL for the first time. You kind of get a little sluggish. But he's still having some issues with a few mechanical things. But he looks pretty good. He's shredding up that defense. And you know what else, too? That defense does look a little familiar, too. Getting shredded, tied in, wide open, touchdowns, and 28 points up that early. Oh, that's Steve Wilkes. Yeah, that's Steve. I knew I recognized that. That's that Cardinal defense. So, yeah, he's running that same thing over there, and they're getting waxed tonight. And the 49ers are the real deal. Wow, who would have thought? Then we can take our attention over also to Jay Gruden got let go of his coaching duties early this morning, right after the game. I mean, he pretty much was expecting that, and everybody was expecting that. I wonder if that had a lot to do with in-house things that are going on as far as what's going on with Haskins. And there's a lot of chatter around that locker room about people that are just, doing things that shouldn't be done in locker rooms or on football teams from the coaching staff. So there's some inside stuff we don't know about, I'm sure. But the players get word around real quick. But yeah, it was about time for him to go. So the interim guy's going to be in there, Callahan, I believe it is. And let's see if they can get something going down there in Washington. But I still don't think you play Haskins. That kid don't look ready at all to me. He looks like another Jamarcus Russell. But that's just my opinion, one man's opinion. Then we can talk about NFL upsets, including the Packers and the Cowboys. I called it on Neutral Zone. I told y'all the Packers were going to upset those Cowboys. They only played those cupcake games, and now they're playing some stiff competition, and they just can't get it going. So, sorry, Dallas Cowboys. Y'all not the real deal. It looks like Philly's going to start to climb up in that division. And our boy Jalen Ramsey is still trying to get out of Jacksonville. He is stalling that thing out big time. He's holding out, saying his back hurt, his mom and them out, is something wrong with the family. I mean, everything he can think of. He ain't stepping back on that field till they trade him. So we'll see how that turns out. I don't think they're going to trade him. They're going to make him either come back and play or start missing that money because they're going to start charging you. That's for sure. They're going to start fining you. And then the MLB playoffs is going down, and man, some good games going down in those playoff series. Right now, the Nationals beat the Dodgers today. I think they tied that series up 2-2. So that's going to be a game 5, winner take all. 6-1 today. Dodgers got spanked, and then you got the Yankees and Twins are currently going in the 6th inning right now, and it's the Yankees 2-0. With a chance to end that series. I think no, that's 3 games, so they can I think they can end that tonight. I think so. If the Twins win, I think they tie it up. I could be wrong. I think it's the Yankees actually could win that tonight. But another one too, the Astros and the Rays, and man, the Astros got spanked 10-3, and boy, did Tampa Bay tee off on Zach Greinke. Man, what happened? And Zach Greinke, we all know and we all love and know him, but we do know that he can't choke in the playoffs. And man, did he get beat up in that game. And then, of course, the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Braves and tied that series, and that's a 5-game series going down to the wire, one more game. And our boy Paul Goldschmidt hit a homer in that game. And it's going to be a deciding 5th game going down over there. So that's what's going on in the world of sports. And also tonight we're going to talk our Arizona Cardinals. Got their first win, 26-23 over the lowly Cincinnati Bengals. Can't say we're not that far behind them, but still, we beat the Cincinnati Bengals 26-23, the last field goal of the game to pull that one out. We're going to talk that game and break it down, of course. And then, of course, we have the Birdgang presence is in the house tonight. And my guest tonight is going to be from the FST, which stands for Fascia Strength Therapy, the CEO, Melissa Peda. She made her appearance on the Easy Sports Talk show Saturday morning and gave y'all a little insight about what all that's about as far as the Pilates and all those things that deal with fascia strength training and those type of things, which she knows all about. So we're going to give her that avenue again to give you Birdgang what's going on with that. So it's going to be a pretty good packed show tonight. We're going to get into the Cardinals when we get back. We're going to take our first break here. And when we get back, we're going to start talking about this game because, man, are we happy how it went down? Or does it matter? We're just happy to get that win. Birdgang, stick around. This is the Casual Sports Show right here on KSRNAZ.com. I am your host, Earl Burnett. We'll be right back.
We're going to take a little break, but we'll be back in a while, so don't nobody go nowhere.
Hey, Arizona, this is Earl Burnett, the Casual Sports Show. I want to invite you to the hottest sports bar in the valley. Experience the lodge mentality of Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks is so much more than your typical sports bar. This lounge welcomes every guest with the World Series walk-offs and barrel-aged whiskey. The second you walk inside, you're surrounded by a lodge full of friendly and attentive Twin Peaks girls serving it up from scratch. Only here can you truly embrace the lodge mentality. Twin Peaks. Nothing sets us apart more than our signature 29 draft beers, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce man-sized mugs. Our rotating selection of fan favorites and in-house brews are the guests' trusted companion in victory or defeat. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Whether a growing family or an upcoming retirement, Debbie Bishop of Homeowners Financial Group USA, LLC is there to help. As a generational lender, Debbie assists everyone from first-time homebuyers to seniors looking into reverse mortgages. With products like FHA, VA, conventional, and jumbo financing, Debbie will work with you to find the loan to best fit your needs. Call 480-305-8505 for a consultation or apply online at homeownersfg.com/Debbie Bishop. MLS number 234947, EK 0906222, and MLS number 93718, Equal Housing Lender.
Settle down, children, settle down. Now, who can tell me who the #1 radio station is on the web? Zaylee?
Casual Sports. Reading and MacBook.
You can see what we can be, right? We clean everything up. Don't put any limits on what we can do moving forward. It's a great job finding a way to win. All right, we'll get it cleaned up and get better next week. Coming back home, we got to represent it all. All right, let me sit, ball. Had a tough loss, right, this week for the Cardinals family. All right, so I knew we were going to get this one done for you and your family. Congratulations. Means the world to us. Thank you all. You guys, this means a lot. I really do appreciate it. Coach has come in for you. Your first win. Dad always says. Whatever reason, you're getting on the road. Congratulations. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Lay it down, Mike. Right down. Let's just start a streak here. Let's go Cardinals. Go Cardinals. 3, 2, 1. Go Cardinals.
Welcome back into the Casual House, and that was the victorious locker room of the Arizona Cardinals after the road win in Cincy. Game ball going to, of course, Michael Bidwill, who, of course, we all know, he lost his father, and we lost a really good man. History of the Arizona Cardinals, pretty much. And last Wednesday passing away, and their funeral is tomorrow, I believe it is. But good gesture right there for the Cardinals to give him a game ball. And then, of course, Cliff Kingsbury gets the game ball for his first victory. So, where do we start? I got a lot of keys to this game. The first thing I'm going to start on is the start of the game. That's key. We got to start faster. And for some reason, I don't know what it is. If it's the 10 o'clock start on the East Coast, the morning thing, switching over, I have no idea why we can't come out in those games strong. But we came out in that game sluggish on both sides. And sometimes our offense on our first drive can go right down the field, get us a field goal. Well, because that's what we do. We don't score in the red zone sometimes. So we get that go-ahead field goal, or sometimes we get the touchdown maybe once or twice here and there. And then the defense will come out on their first drive and stink it up, and the other team goes right back down the field, and now we got a tie ball game. And then sometimes it's reversed, where the defense starts first, they get them off the field, and then the offense is 3 and out or sluggish and not starting. Well, on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock our time, both sides of the ball came out sluggish. Kyler Murray and the offense come out 3 and out. Kyler's high with the ball. Things just don't look fluent at all. They look like no cohesiveness, no anything. And then they get off the field in 3 plays, and the defense took the field like they were asleep still, getting out of their beds, not used to getting up that early. And Joe Mixon just decided to shove the ball down our throats to the tune of 62 yards on one dang drive. Wow. 62 yards on one drive, Joe Mixon. So I'm like, we got to start faster than that. And that's where I point to focus. And that's coaching. You got to find ways to get this team focused. And both sides of the ball, that's offense, defense, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, head coach, everybody. There's no excuse to come out starting a game like that, because you know that wasn't you, because after that, they kind of shored it up a little bit and kind of, they did stiffen up on the goal line and only got the 3 points, but that's good. But still, 62 yards to one drive. That's 62 yards is a whole game if you're a good run stopper defense. 62 yards is a half for good running backs. 62 yards on one drive is just no effort at all, and that's what it looked like out there. Guys had their hands in their chest trying to bump guys off the line instead of extending their hands out and pushing guys and getting mean on the first series of the game. Nobody was ready to play, it looks like. So we got to come out better than that. That's the first key. The second key I'm looking at is I loved what we did do when we did get a chance to be aggressive. Cliff Kingsbury was aggressive on that 4th and 2, and a lot of y'all out there, and I read through all the submissions and all the things going up on social media, even guys on the TV, guys on the radio, you name it. Everybody, a lot of people were saying that was not a good thing to do, to go for it. And then there were a lot of guys that said they liked it. I personally loved it. Man, I loved it, because you lost momentum in that game and you had to get control back. And I think Cliff Kingsbury wanted to get control of that game back, because they had lost the momentum when they missed, of course, the field goal. And then, of course, they allowed the opposing team to let the Bengals, go down and get the 3 and take the lead. So they had to get it back. And so going for that 4th and 2, man, that was gutsy. And you could see it in his face after the fact, after he made it. He was like, woo, but it was a gutsy call. I liked it. It was what they needed, because the momentum had got taken away from the field goal. But it was a good play call too. I liked the play call, because he's been a little bit suspect in his play calling on the goal line. Kyler Murray with the fake to David going down the middle and the bootleg out to the left and getting in the end zone. That was a good play call. He had the first down and he went on and got the touchdown. So that was pretty cool. I love the aggressiveness. We have to have that attitude and know when to do that and when not to do that. Because the first couple of games, Cliff is still having an issue with knowing when to do those type of things. That to me was a perfect time to do it. That to me was, hell, we 0-1 and we 0-3-1. What does it really matter? We playing a 0-4 team. What does it matter? I mean, what do you have to lose? Let's get control of the game, and that's what it looked like he was trying to do. So. And then, of course, if you don't get it there, they're starting on the 2-yard line. So, but I think it was a good call. I liked it. Gave them the momentum back, and they kept it for a while until, of course, we all know what happened in that 4th quarter. The third thing I like to talk about is the balanced attack. We were balanced in this game. I mean, so much so that defense was Cincinnati's defense was a little off, trying to keep up with us, because you did not know when Kyler was going to take off. They did not know, what was going on, when we were throwing the ball. So we were really balanced. And I'm going to tell you, what gets you balanced is a running game. And that's 32 passes, and we had 28 runs in that game. That's a big difference from the first 3-4 games. I mean, 32 passes, 28 runs. And the 28 runs are only the runs that are coming from the backfield, not Kyler's runs. Kyler had 10 of his own, but 28 runs. That is NFL style of offense. That's an offense that can be sustained in the NFL. If you can run the ball and be balanced like that and move the ball up and down the field the way they did, and that's a winning formula. And I like that. And if we can continue to do that where we have 11 personnel, 21 personnel, I mean, we got tight ends on the field now. We have 3 receivers, tight ends, running backs. We got David Johnson and Chase Edmonds in the backfield. I mean, I loved it. So I hope we can continue to stay like that. Both guys did a pretty decent job running the ball. Of course, Chase, to me, of course, continues to still run a little bit harder. David's still missing holes here and there, but I'm not going to pound on him on that today. But, I mean, it's still there. He's still kind of missing holes. But I like the running attack. I like the running attack. And Cliff, that's a tongue twister, his name. Cliff Kingsbury finally got aggressive and started, buckling down and adding the run. It's like, dude, what got into you,
I just felt like running.
I just felt like running, and that's what he did, and it looked good. It looked really, especially with Chase, with the ball in Chase's hands. It looked really good. So,
I just felt like running.
I'm not going to pound on David as much, but he did have 91 yards rushing. But as a whole, together, 173 yards. If you can pound a team for 173 yards from the backfield, that's a pretty darn good day. But David's 91 could have been 150. Like I said, he's missing holes still. And just off the top of my head, I can remember when he first came into the league, he's kind of like I am a little bit. My wife always tells me I think too much. And I think David is thinking too much, way too much. I think he's dealt with that back when B.A. was his coach and he was trying to teach him how to pick up blitzes and all these things, and he's thinking too much. Now, the play is there and the hole is there, and he is still a step behind picking the holes. He's still a step behind of knowing when to take off and burst. He doesn't have a burst to take off anymore for some reason, and we're going to get into that a little later. But that's just my eyes seeing what I see on tape. And when Chase has it, it's boom, through the hole. And so, 91 yards is because you were playing a defense that you were playing, and also kind of remind me of CJ2K when he had Vince Young as his quarterback. A running quarterback can open up holes in your front line, and that's what this is. That's what's happening right now. Because if you guys remember last week, I spoke a lot about what was missing, and then Kyler's running and David's running effective was stopping this offense from being deadly. And now when you add that to the mix, the offensive line has holes opening up because the defense is being honest and keeping a linebacker up there to spy Kyler, and that's just opening up holes now for the running game. So if they can continue to do that, man, this could be deadly. But David needs to get scooting, because right now he's still jumping and hopping and skipping and doing that dance in the backfield. And man, I don't know. Chase should be getting the ball a little bit more. I think that's what's going to end up happening. They're going to start utilizing David more in that passing game. But that's what's going down. We're going to take another break here and come back. And when we get back, we're going to talk about Kyler's day. And also, we're going to have our guests come in. The lovely Melissa Peda is going to join me tonight. And she's going to give you guys some insight about a good thing that she got going in her company. So stick around, Birdgang. This is the Casual Sports Show. Earl Burnett, a.k.a. Casual E, right here on KSRN. And if you want to be part of this show, of course, go ahead and drop us a line over at www.ksrnaz.com. And don't forget, please download the apps. The apps are available right there on the website. When you hit the web address, you go straight to the iOS download or Android download KSRN live. Stick around, we'll be right back.
The Bourbon Cellar's back bigger and better than ever. Located at 23623 North Scottsdale Road, Chef Doug is still bringing a true farm-to-table dining experience to the North Valley. Fresh fish is flown in daily, and he hand selects and trims the finest USDA prime steaks. The Bourbon Cellar has a list of 200 labels of the finest bourbon in addition to locally crafted beer from the Shop Beer Company. While relaxing in an elegant but casual atmosphere, you can enjoy selections off the signature sandwich menu. You will find delicious items that will satisfy the biggest of appetites. The Bourbon Cellar also features an all-day, everyday happy hour. For more information, visit thebourboncellar.com or call 480-595-5868. When you stop in, be sure to say hello to Chef Doug and tell him Ed and the Easy Sports Talk Show sent you. Calling all music artists. Calling all music artists. Are you tired of selling music out of the back of your trunk? Tired of not being heard? Here's the avenue that will give you the chance to be heard. Dropping a new single, dropping a new album. KSR.
Hey, how you doing?
Live on air and uncensored.
All right.
Yes, you heard me. Uncensored.
Okay. Just.
9 p.m. to 2 a.m. daily.
Oh yeah. You'll turn it down when I get you on, but just stick around on the line. I'll tell you. You'll hear me when I bring you on. Okay, just stick around. Oh yeah, you don't worry. Just follow my lead. I got you. All right.
www.ksrnaz.com. Fill out the information form and get started having your music heard. The best feature about KSRN playing your music is that there's no competing against major record labels and major existing artists. We only drop the local up and coming artists right here on KSRN, your casual sports radio network. This is Jay from The Focus with Jay Adams. I want to tell you about my friends at Majestic Services. Are you a homeowner? When was the last time you had your awnings cleaned? What about the oil stains in your driveway? Majestic Services has you covered. They're your pressure washing and window cleaning experts. With over 11 years of experience, they'll provide you with a free, no obligation quote for your awnings, patio blinds, sidewalks, garage floors, driveways, and house pads. You take care of your car by washing it, right? Well, the outside of your house gets dirty too. So whether concrete, brick, stone, asphalt, stucco, pool decks, and more, Majestic Services will remove dirt, oil, bird droppings, grease, and more. Give Matt a call at 602-881-8228. That's 602-881-8228. Commercial or residential, valley-wide. Let Majestic Services do your dirty work. 602-881-8228.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
This is Cliff Kingsbury, and you're listening to the second best sounding voice in the valley, Casual Week, on the Casual Sports Show here on KSR in Arizona.
Welcome back into the Casual House. Thank you, Cliff, for dubbing me the second best voice. He took it from me. He came into the valley, and I had to bow down and give him the first voice because his voice is better than mine. It sounds better than mine is what I'm told. So I'll give him that. But welcome back to the Casual House. So what we're going to do is I'm going to jump a little bit more into this Cardinal game, and then I'm going to bring my guest on here in a second. But I wanted to go into a little bit about what Kyler did in that game, and it's really pretty cool how he shows his star status to be coming up in this game, because Birdgang, I mean, the guys that are on the social media front and talking bad about this kid and saying he's not this and he's not that, you guys got to kind of dial that back a little bit, because this guy is a star in the making. You saw it, you see it. We see the clutch gene. We see everything in the makings of a star right there in front of us. The Birdgang, how confident and how calm he is on the field. Nothing shakes this kid. It's amazing for a rookie to be this calm and have all this responsibility on his shoulders, and it doesn't faze him. And you can tell he's a leader by nature. This dude is leading this team. Where he goes, they go. So he's doing a good job. He did a good job at of getting rid of the ball when he needs to get rid of the ball. He's taking care of the ball, and that's an improvement from the last few weeks. And he's not scared to take a few hits. He took a few hits, and he dished out a hit. Minka Fitzpatrick, you all right? Because he dished one out the end. That dude went down. So Kyler's taking care of himself. He knows how to do it. 20 of 32 for 253 passing and 10 rushes for 93. Got to give him his props. So shout out to Kyler with the job he did out there. And you can't dismiss those last 3 plays of the game where it takes a clutch quarterback to do things like this.
Second down and for Murray. He's going to loft it to Johnson. What a throw. And did he have possession of the ball when it came?
It's got to be learned to get the discipline in your pass rush plays.
Kyler Murray stepping up, and now he'll run it for a first down and more. Murray all the way down to the 15-yard line. Andy Lee, the holder. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good, and the Arizona Cardinals have given Cliff Kingsbury and their quarterback Kyler Murray and all their fans in the Grand Canyon State their first win of this season.
Man, do you know how hard it is? Do you know how hard it is to get momentum back from a team that snatches it from you and is rolling the way the Bengals were rolling in that fourth quarter, the last 4 or 5 minutes? I mean, it's hard to do. And so for Kyler to be that poised and that calm to first make a mistake on the previous drive when Keyshawn Johnson, in my opinion, if you want to be a good receiver, you get down on your knees and you catch that ball. But it was a bad throw, so both of those guys are at fault for that play. But Kyler can come back and be unfazed and unshaken and go back down the field and do those 3 plays. I mean, the touch play to David Johnson was amazing. And, of course, the running ability that the defense just has no clue what's going on. So he runs around, and I'm telling you, the Bengals defense reminded me of us when we're playing Russell Wilson. And we think we got the game, and we got him stopped, and bam, plays like that happen. I'm telling you, Kyler Murray is the man, and he will be the leader of this team and the face of this team for a long, long, long time. It's good to know that we got a quarterback finally that it can be cutthroat like that and step up in crucial moments. But that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get back to that game. We're going to get back into that a little bit later. But right now, live on the KSRN hotline, I got the beautiful, lovely, talented Melissa Peda is joining me. Melissa, are you there? Can you hear me?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just great. Just give me a second here. Just turn your radio down and we can be good.
All right.
All right.
Fine. Everything's off on me. So I just have to say, Kyler Murray has, if you are not excited as a Cardinals fan right now, I don't get it.
Exactly.
This year is so much better than last year. I was bored out of my mind last year.
Tell them. Exactly. That's what everybody's missing. Everybody is missing that. Remember last year. Just remember last year. That's all you can say is remember last year. But we'll get into that. We'll get it.
It's gonna be exciting. Card fans need to buckle up. It could be a tough year, but it's gonna buckle up. It's gonna be great in the future.
I agree. I agree 100%. But you've been making your rounds here in the last week here on radio. So in the meet, you're gonna end up doing this thing in the biz for a minute if you keep it up. So
I'm gonna steal yours.
Oh yeah. Hey, you never know. You never know. My man Sean couldn't be. Hey, there you go. My man Sean couldn't be here tonight, and he sends his apologies, and you might end up taking his gig. So you never know. But
role in this place.
Yeah, you never know. That might beef up things a little bit. You never know. Also, my man Ed said hello, so he wanted to say that to you. But let's get into you and this FST, your company. I mean, you spoke a lot about it on the weekend, and and the listeners heard a lot about it. A lot of, but we got a late night listening crowd, and we got an early morning Saturday listening crowd. So let's get a late night people a little bit about what FST is about. And
well, I'm down for any of it. Like, everybody knows that Pilates, they know what Pilates is. Well, there's a lot of misconceptions.
Exactly.
FST is fascial strength training, or stretch therapy, sorry. And it is amazing. Like, so there, all the time, like, stretch is geared towards the muscle. I mean, yes, your muscles need stretching, but your entire body needs stretching. So it is an active therapy that completely encompasses the joints, the muscles, and everything together. The fascia muscles are not known. It is an outside joint, so it's pretty freaking awesome.
Wow. An outside joint. I wanted to ask you something about that on Saturday, and I was wondering, like, okay, you were talking about how it can help prevent injuries and things like that. But I wanted to know if it was safe to use in a pre-existing injury that you have already, because right now my back is like destroyed right now. So it's like, can something like that start to strengthen it while it's hurt like that?
100%. Like, that's what we're there for. It's like, the amazing thing about FST is that it is in all aspects of life, because we forget about this fascia muscle, that this fascia is stuff that is not ever talked about. Like, nobody knows about it.
Right.
The great thing is that we get in there no matter how injured if you're injured. I mean, yes, I do need a doctor, so I'm just kidding up with surgery.
Right.
Yeah, but if you're like coming into me like, this hurts, yes, because everything is so unique with the muscle training, and we are taught how to adjust and how to maneuver and how to manipulate all this stuff. So it is amazing for injury prevention, injury recovery.
Right. That's kind of, for me, I think, if I go into it, like, I don't like going into chiropractors because I'm coming in hurt already, and then they're bending and cracking this and cracking that. And it's just like, man, that's making it worse. It feels like it. So I figure, something like that would be almost the same. Like, if you're pulling on a muscle and the muscle's hurt.
So what I'm going to tell you right now is FST, we are designed to get you out. We don't want you to be dependent upon it. Like, you are in, like it's 1 to 3 sessions. Like, it depends on how aggressive your injury is.
Right.
We are designed, like, we're taught to get you out of there. We don't want you to keep coming back to us. We want you to go out to your friends and tell us about us. Like, we want to fix you.
Right.
Yeah, so you
Right.
depending on us.
Okay.
It's not worth it.
So I guess every injury is different. So about how long does a session take, as far as not one session, but like a whole, regiment of it? How long does it take to get a person from point A to point B?
I mean, if you want to feel a difference, like we say, 3 sessions at least.
Okay.
It's different upon every injury. So.
Right.
But I would say, like, that you can feel it. You can feel it working. So you'll know.
Okay.
Like, that's the whole thing. Like, there's no set time. Like, but within 3 injuries, 3 sessions, you will know if it works for you.
Okay.
You'll feel it.
So I guess I got to get my session going, because my back feels like, like crap right now. But
I got
oh, good looking. And we talk about that, like on Saturday we spoke about that Pilates, and the Birdgang probably already knows this, and maybe they do, maybe they don't. But Evan Kirk put out a statement, and he was thanking a Pilates instructor for helping Christian Kirk through Pilates.
Yeah.
Because of, if it had not been for the Pilates that he was doing all in his training, his injury would have been worse. And so now, because it's not, he'll probably be back on the field on Sunday. So that's amazing. So it makes the bones and all that stuff kind of like can bend and stuff, things like that.
Well, no, what it does is it builds the smaller muscles around the bigger muscles.
Okay.
And so what happens is when you're going in, you have an injury, and you're going, you get injured. Like, like I said on Saturday, I'm like the person that's like, oh, you've got a concussion, they didn't do Pilates. That's not
okay.
Joke around, but you can, like, absolutely build these smaller smaller muscles up, which can work to heal the smaller muscles.
Right.
The bigger muscles.
Right.
So it's like a working together. It's like them getting to know each other.
Right.
Like, oh, hey, you're there.
Exactly.
You're there.
Exactly. You said something interesting to me on Saturday as well that I wanted to talk about too. There was an article you sent to me, gave to me by a Thomas Barabia from Fox Business. It was a pretty darn interesting article, and it was geared toward Cam Newton and his turning to being a vegan, his diet to vegan.
Yep.
And his decline ever since he's done that has been shown on the field, and his decline of having nutrients and things like that. I mean,
Yep.
that's incredible. And I read a part of that article I want to read about nutrients. It says a group of sports nutritionists and dietitians and athletic trainers told the Observer that a switch to veganism could impact a person's intake of vital protein, calories, which could, in theory, affect his or her ability to recover. And then I thought about that.
100% true.
Wow, I thought about that, and I thought about Patrick Peterson first, and I remember, okay, yeah, his was diabetic because he was a diabetic. He was lacking something. And then I think of our very own, and you brought up this because I did not know this, that our very own David Johnson turned vegan.
Yep.
Turned vegan.
Yep.
And so maybe this could be part of what the sluggishness is, and maybe this could be part of what the no burst. I mean, he had.
I don't want to blame anything.
No, I get you. Right.
You're absolutely I could turn vegan. I am not a hardcore sports person.
Right.
I don't need as much protein as somebody, but like you're a hardcore sports who are hitting people.
Right.
I don't know what he's supplementing with. I mean, you've got to have that protein.
Right.
This is like something. I mean, look at Cam Newton in his foot. It's just
Exactly.
unbelievable. Anybody else, if you want to go vegan, I 100% respect it. I just think it can hamper a performance.
Right. That is very interesting. That to me gives me a little bit of light on what I'm looking at on the field. And like I said, I'm not blaming it like you said, but there has to be some underlying, that has to be something involved in that. Because remember, in 2016, he was running with power and burst and everything. And ever since 2016, he got married and the wife wanted to go vegan, and now he's vegan, and now it's like, oh, that ain't David. And man, I'm just trying to put the two and two together.
Just as good as 2016. I mean, he's not that much older, right?
Right, exactly.
He's just as good.
He's just missing something. He's missing those nutrients, man. He's missing those nutrients. David, eat a steak, man, and get back to balling. Yeah, man, that's pretty interesting. I thought that was really interesting. I thought that helped me get a little bit more, just closer to trying to figure out what's wrong with him, and that helps because that was true. That was true to Patrick, nutrients wise, and things that he was lacking in his diet because of being diabetic. But still, man, you lacking something that a football player needs: strength and
you can't.
I mean, wow, that's amazing. Maybe that can go somewhere. Maybe we.
As a football player, you have to have every nutrient. Like you're looking at these guys that are getting hit like crazy.
Right.
You've got to go into intense training. Like you can't miss
Right.
nutrients. Like no matter how
And-
cute something is,
and-
you just have to like.
Yeah, and what better thing than an athlete to need to do is to recover. You have to recover in the NFL. If you don't recover in the NFL, he's hurt. His back was hurting just yesterday. I mean, he's getting hurt constantly now. His wrist is going too weak. He bends his wrist or his back is hurt. It's like he's lacking some stuff.
Absolutely. So tell David Johnson, I will take over.
And you gotta give by.
Like, let's see what happens.
You got.
I will take the hit, although I love bacon.
Yeah, but you gotta get by the shark first. But yeah, exactly. All right, we're gonna take a quick break here, Birdgang. This is the lovely Melissa Peda. She is from the oh my goodness, what the heck? FST. Man, my mind just went blank right there. I'm trying to put Pilates in there at the same time, but I mean, is it the former Pilates or the same thing?
It's totally different.
totally different.
It goes together, but it's different.
Okay, see, that's probably where I'm going wrong. I keep thinking it's Pilates, but all right, FST. So we'll be right back, Birdgang. My screw up on that, but we'll be right back with the lovely Melissa Peda, and we're going to get back into our Cardinals, and hopefully we can get the message over to Mr. David Johnson, man. Get that meat, get a steak, do something. You listen to the Casual Sports Show. We'll be right back.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here. Yeah, you can stick around.
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I used it.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Birdgang, I know it was another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now, you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly. Send a message out to the world.
Always live that message.
Yeah. Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
Tune in to the hottest hip-hop music in the valley. Music from all the local artists only right here on KSRN, the hottest internet radio station on the web. Featuring artists like Blade Coffee, J Love, Bad Hollywood, Frontline Music Militia, and more. Hip-hop all night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. daily right here on KSRN, Arizona.
KSRN,
The exclusive voice for all fan clubs and the community.
This is Larry Fitzgerald. You listen to the exclusive voice of the Birdgang, Casual Sports.
All right, Birdgang, welcome back into the Casual House. Earl Burnett here, a.k.a. Casual E, on KSRNAZ.com. I still have the lovely Melissa Peda with me on the line. Melissa, you still there? All right. We are going to jump a little bit back into our Cardinals and the game that went down on Sunday, and I'm going to go into let's go into a part that we have been more disappointed in this year, and it's been the defense so far. So defensively in that game, like I said earlier about the start of the game, they don't come out ready to punch, but they get punched in the face by a running back and the front line that just opened up holes all over the place for 62 yards. So that needs to stop.
But they looked a lot better. Like here's my thing. Like they got punched in the mouth. They should be ashamed. They got like run down by Nixon, but they did adjust.
Right. They did adjust. That's correct. And they were able to hold the Bengals to 3 field goals the rest of the game until the fourth quarter, where they relaxed, because that's what happened. They relaxed and they thought they had the game in hand. But
Right.
but one thing about this defense that I have that I'm concerned about, and that's this, Melissa, and that's we're not getting turnovers. We're not getting interceptions.
100%.
Yeah, we're playing 2 rookie safeties in the back, and I said this on my other show, the Neutral Zone. Those 2 safeties, watch that, because they're going to get beat, and that's what happened in that game when Dalton took advantage of it. Then we're not getting pressure up front. Andy Dalton stood back there pretty much with a clean pocket.
Yep.
So what is it going to take for this defense? There's nothing else out there other than waiting for Patrick Peterson to come back. How much of a difference can one man really make for this defense?
Yeah, but where was
My point exactly.
Where were they?
Yeah.
I know they were. I know that like apparently they made a huge difference
Yep.
They got no sacks. And, like, honestly, if you look at the entire season so far, which I know is minimal,
Right.
where have they been? Like,
Right.
they're paying them big money. Like, where are they?
Exactly.
I understand our rookies. Like, I get it. Our rookies are going to make mistakes and do things, but where are they?
Right. And it's one thing about pressure. If you don't get pressure, you can make any quarterback look good. I mean, we saw that. We saw that with Kyle Allen. We saw that with, several. Keep naming them, quarterback after quarterback. And now you make Andy Dalton came into this year struggling. He looked pretty good in that fourth quarter. So now you take next week's opponent. You give Matt Ryan a pretty pocket, and he's going to shred this defense. Yeah, he's going to shred this defense. Up and down the field with those three receivers. So we got to sure that up.
I just don't get them because like literally yesterday they were like the first quarter they stopped and then like they came back and they were like, yeah, we've got this. And then they let up and I was like, wait, maybe we're okay defensively. And then they just like let Dalton.
Yeah.
I don't get them. Like they're really confusing to me.
Right. We got to get a pass rush, and it has to generate from Suggs, and it has to generate from Chandler Jones. But if they can't get it on Cleveland, on the Cincinnati Bengals beat up offensive line, man, that says a lot. Let's switch over. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's just upsetting to me because I think that a lot of people will be like, oh, the Cardinals suck because of Kyler Murray or Cliff, and I'm like, no, if you're actually watching a game, it has nothing to do with those.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do. It is our defense right now.
Right.
That needs to be. They need to get in there and analyze. This is not just Patrick.
Right.
Like again, apparently Chandler has. I guess they said he had a pretty good game, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, what? They had him down listed from Football Focus that he was 70-something%, that he was high. I'm like, are they watching the same game I'm watching? Because I did not see Chandler do. He had one. I think he had one sack that caused the fumble, but Dalton got the fumble back. But I'm talking about impact plays. I'm talking about impact plays like Cincinnati needed to get off that field. We needed Chandler right then and there. This is what me and my co-host Sean, when we're talking about this, we're talking about this a lot. And I always say, Chandler Jones is a front runner in the beginning of the game. He's strong with his head on fire, going after quarterbacks. Then he fades away in games and you don't see him. And that's what happened in that game. When the crucial moments when you need him, he can't get by Andre Smith. That dude was the worst offensive tackle in the league. I was just blown away.
When has he honestly been like? When have you seen him this season? Like, what's going on? Like, what's really?
Well, in the beginning of the season, I saw him get a couple of strip sacks. He looked okay in the beginning of games. Like I said, in the beginning of games, he got a couple of strip sacks. He's disruptive a lot. He can disrupt an offense by getting pressure up front. As far as he may not get all the way to the quarterback, but he'll get the offensive lineman going, getting pushed back into the quarterback. But I didn't even see that. And this is the Cincinnati Bengals. So I don't know. And he was not getting doubled. He was not getting doubled in that game. So I don't know. And Suggs was nowhere to be found.
No, like what's going on with him? Like, is he just like getting? Somebody was like, he's getting double tagged, and I'm like, what? I don't care.
Right.
Isn't he stronger to bust through? Like maybe he's not. Maybe he's.
Nah, he's old. He's getting old, and he needs that. He needs that fasciitis thing you're doing down there to keep him straight.
And this is where we see where Patrick is missed. And
Correct.
That, anybody that wants to say that, oh, we should have traded Patrick. No, we shouldn't have.
Right.
Patrick's going to be like, I just cannot wait. I am like, oh my God. I hope that they do awesome. But I'm so excited for Patrick to be back.
Right. Well, we got one more to go. One more to go. But
my dad last night, I was like, so is Patrick going to be introduced in the lineup? My dad's like, they're not playing at home, so no.
Oh, exactly. He's on the road when he comes back. Right. Let's switch gears. Let's switch gears real quick into Cliff Kingsbury and his play calling in the red zone, because that's been a big issue. We were one of 6. Can you imagine if we scored touchdowns just on 3 or 4 of those 1 of 6? That would have been a blowout.
Think about the Ravens.
Yeah, exactly. The same thing.
Look at the Ravens game.
Right. And all these games, field goal after field goal after field goal after field goal. If they're touchdowns, we're scoring 30 plus points a game easily. So what's going to fix this? What's going to fix the red zone? And I love what I love. I love Cliff that he does own up to it. At least he does that. He owns up to
I
it.
think he's going to be freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, he owns up to it.
Like Cliff, so what I love is I was screaming at the TV the other day. I was like, it's fourth and 2 or 4th and 1?
Yeah, 4th and 2, yeah.
I was like, whatever it was. And I was like, go for it.
Right.
It was in the Ravens game too. I just really wanted him to go for it.
Right.
Like, what's the worst that happened?
Right.
I mean, this is not going to be a Super Bowl year. I mean, if it is, God bless us.
Right.
But so yesterday I was like, go for it. My dad was like, I just think you take the point.
Right.
Like, no.
A lot of people were saying that.
So,
yeah.
I loved it because I just think Cliff needs to get a little more no risk it, no biscuit.
Okay. Throw a little BA in there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see him like launch it down the field because I think that Murray can do this. I think he can launch it down the field. I think he can get it done. Like it's just, I think Cliff needs to take more risks. I think he's nervous though.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, he is really nervous. You can tell when he's holding that clipboard, his hands are shaking, and he's got that movement going. It's like he's really, his play calling is resulting in his nervousness. So you can tell. But we got a segment I like to do on this show. It's called Can't Get Right. And this is about all the guys that just can't do things right. Some stupid stuff happens, but check this out, and you can tell me if you can think of anybody that has to be on this list. But I got a list here, so hold on a second.
Here's to those who just
Something I understand. That must mean can't get right. Can't get right. That's his name? Yep. No, can't get right. Can't get right.
can't get right.
This is where we name the people of the week that can't get right. And I got a couple of things on the list. Here. The referees in the NFL right now are atrocious. I am so tired of watching.
I don't like to blame that on my game.
Yeah, but there are a lot of plays that are being called that are just ridiculous. I'm seeing pass interference being called with touch this and touch that. It's so bad right now. Flags are flying out every 2 seconds. It's slowing the game down. I'm really tired of that.
I am too. I like just get rid of that.
Two more things.
Robotics.
Yeah, I got also.
Robotics
I got also the former D-back pitchers, Zach Greinke and Patrick Corbin. Can't get right in playoff games. These dudes just don't know how to show up in the playoffs. And Zach is just, man, he's been known for getting a choke job in the playoffs, and he just went bad on that one. But
but they'll do what it takes.
Yeah, exactly. And then finally, I had to put one of our Cardinals in there, and this one just got to me. The crucial, stupid penalties that are stopping big plays. We get a big play, and somebody stupid, DJ Humphries, does something dumb to stop the play. Can you just stay disciplined, please, DJ? I mean,
like how long has Humphries played? Like
he's been there for 3 years now, and he should know better by now. And it's one thing to jump off sides. It's one thing to block a dude in the back. And it's one thing to get up from that and walk around. I mean, slap yourself on the helmet and go, dang, my bad, and get back to the huddle. But he's coming back with that big grin on his face that looks so stupid. And I'm like, dude, what are you grinning for? It's like,
no.
What's the matter with you, boy? You too stupid to do what your coach tells you?
Stupid is a harsh word, but he just looks doofus.
I with my dad, and I was like, are we going to get rid of Humphries next year? My dad's like, I don't know. I mean, I just don't think he has been with us long enough where he knows better. Like,
right.
At times, yes, he can miss something, but he missed multiple times. I expect my rookies to miss things, but he the rookies will miss things.
Yeah, well, DJ is serviceable. He's serviceable over there, but sometimes he loses his head. So But we're running out of time here, and I want you to go ahead and tell all of the people on Facebook Live and right here on Casual Sports where they can get in touch with you in regards to the FST and your company.
So go ahead and go to cherryhillspilates.com or you can come to my Facebook page at melissapeda.com.
All right. Hey, I want to thank you for coming back in, and it was a joy having you again tonight.
You're awesome.
I appreciate that. Birdgang, you heard it right here from the Casual Sports Show. David Johnson needs meat. But Sean would have loved that. All right, you take care, Melissa. Take care. You've been listening to the Casual Sports Show right here on KSRNAZ.com. I am your host again, Earl Burnett. We'll check you out later, Birdgang. Until next time, go Cardinals. Let's go get those Falcons, and I hope that offense can continue to do what they were doing in this game and score touchdowns in the red zone. Peace, Birdgang. Out. Hello? Boy, the time flies.